This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is a takeoff of Goose Goose Duck. Oh no. Let me start that again. Today's discussion is a takeoff of I'm so old that I forget of Duck Duck Goose. I think that was the name of the kids' game. Instead, we're naming this bonds, debt. One of the things you're seeing, there's a fascinating discussion about how much debt the U.S. has to issue to keep up with its growing deficit of $33.44 trillion. There's an article in the Wall Street Journal today. Wall Street isn't sure it can handle all of Washington's bonds. The tagline is investors long shrugged off U.S. deficits, but a torrent of Treasurys is testing the bond market. This itself is a real disaster. If we get to the spot where we can't cover our deficits by issuing enough bonds to keep things moving, this is going to be far more punitive to the U.S. than almost anything else. You remember the Russian Empire, the Soviet Union, died because Ronald Reagan was able to outspend them to death to where they ended up in an economic disastrous situation. We here could be putting ourselves in a self-inflicted, horrendous situation where we can't control our spending. We've got two big entitlement programs, Social Security, Medicare, that we almost no control over. That means we've got to be extremely aggressive about controlling the other parts of our debt and deciding what as a nation we can do and can't do. This concept of Wall Street having a hard time selling all the debts we have due, and we call this bonds, debt, like we call it duck, goose. The concept is at some point, this becomes a huge problem for our country, and hopefully it's not too late when we decide to try and get it under control. But between pensions, Medicare, Medicaid, deficits, it just is Social Security. It just is a debacle. We got to find some way to control spending. In any event, thank you so much. As we say often, debt kills families, nations, and companies. We have to avoid the self-inflicted wound. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast.